Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be an eyeshadow palette declutter. However, I am only getting rid of 5 eyeshadow palettes, therefore I'm not going to go through my whole collection and show you all of that. I've already picked them out and they are here in front of me. I don't do a lot of declutters just because most of my makeup I bought myself, and in the past I have decluttered stuff and then later regretted it, which is always highly unfortunate. But anyway, I do have a declutter playlist if you do want to see that, and these I will either be giving to a friend or donating to Practk Beauty Share, where you can send lightly used makeup. There's not a lot of palettes, but I thought I would at least tell you why I'm getting rid of them, and let's just get into this video. Let's just start with the one I am most shocked that I'm getting rid of, and that is the Faced SemiSweet chocolate bar. I've previously said that this was my favorite out of the chocolate bar palettes, but since I had the original chocolate bar as my pan that palette last year, I realized I like that one a lot more, and there's also a lot of similar shades between them where on the eye they don't look that different. So this one, you know, it's still beautiful. It's beautiful, warm tone. I really do like the mattes from Too Faced, but a lot of the metallics, they're just not as metallic as I like. And you will see I did a haul recently where I did get quite a few new eyeshadow palettes. And when I compare this formula to those or even other older palettes that I like more, such as Juvia's Place or ColourPop, this formula just doesn't wow me anymore, which, you know, is unfortunate. Overall, I would say I still like it, but I just think that there's other palettes out there I enjoy more. Well, let's just go ahead and stick with the Too Faced theme, the peanut butter and jelly. I know, I can't believe I'm getting rid of this either, but I traveled this with this palette a few times in 2019. And again, the metallics are not that metallic, which I don't love. The mattes are perfectly fine, but I have them in other palettes, therefore I just don't reach for this. I used it primarily as a travel palette because it's so small, but I have plenty of other, you know, smaller palettes I can take with me. Again, there's nothing wrong with this palette per se or the formula, but I just have better ones in my collection. Sadly, I don't even think this palette is available anymore. But yeah, I like Too Faced-ish, but I just think there's way better eyeshadow palettes out there. I love their packaging and these tins, they're so adorable. But I am keeping 2 other Too Faced palettes, the Peanut Butter Honey and the original chocolate bar. And I like those more than I like either of these, which is kind of crazy because most people like the peanut butter and jelly more than the peanut butter honey, but I guess I'm the opposite. I like the peanut butter honey more. Anyway, both of these, they're moving on. There's only one palette in here that was sent to me for review. I'll just go ahead and talk about that. That is this Undone Beauty palette. I got this from Undone Beauty and Octoly, and I did talk about this on my channel. I do like it. This is called the Curator Eye Palette, and it's really nice quality. Mostly shimmers, but there's a few matte shades. They are quite nice. This palette does retail for $14. I enjoyed using it. However, I have these colors in my collection many times over. And my only real qualm with this palette is these strips are not separated. Therefore, it's kind of hard to get your brush in there. And just because I have these colors over and over, I don't really need to keep a palette that I don't love working with as much, just purely because of that. However, if you want a very simple neutral palette at a good price point, $14, I mean, I definitely would recommend it. It's very sleek and compact, which is nice. The whole point of this brand is like more simplistic makeup, and you know, the packaging is not overdone or fussy, and I do like it, but yeah, I think it's not as practical that these are not separated out. All right, here's another one I can't believe I'm getting rid of, but the time has come. The time has come. Tarte In Bloom. I love this palette, I do, and this was my pan that palette in 2018. If you've been watching my channel for that long, I have so much pan on this. I used it every day for an entire year, and obviously it shows. I feel like I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of it. I have other neutral eyeshadows, and I like formulas over this one. Again, this is kind of like Too Faced. I like their formula, but I like other formulas more. Therefore, why keep this around? I considered getting rid of it when I finished my pan that palette in 2018, but I decided, you know what, let's just keep it and see how often I use it. Well, I used this palette twice in 2019. None of the colors are that unique, even though, again, I do like it. And I did recently talk about this in a cool tone palettes video. And that was another reason that I kept it, because I didn't have any other cool tone neutrals in my collection. However, now I have several others like the Milani Soft and Sultry, and you can check that video for some other ones that I really enjoy. You know, so it added that unique element to my collection where it no longer does, because I have some palettes in formulas I like more with similar colors. You know, I don't want to keep this around just for the nostalgia that this was my Pan That palette. You know, it's great, but I don't need it. And this one, I will say, I got my money's worth in my opinion, which is awesome. All right, and this last one, kind of sad about it. This is the Essence Aloo Parry. I did a Get Ready With Me full face of drugstore makeup using this. And in that video, I talked about how these greens kind of are not that pigmented. I like them, but they're pretty light colors. I mean, in the pan, you can tell how light this is. And this one isn't quite as dark on the eye as it looks in the pan. The metallics are great. Basically, I have colors in this color story in other palettes. I like those formulas more. I actually have another one of these Essence palettes, the Good Day Sydney. And that one I actually think is a bit higher quality than this one. So again, I like this palette, but kind of the same story here. I feel like I'm totally repeating myself. Basically, I like these palettes. I don't hate any of them, but I have much better formulas or colors I like more. So yeah, this one, to be honest, I bought it because I love the Good Day Sydney one so much. And this one is Paris themed, and I love Paris. I've only been there once, but it was one of my favorite places that I've ever visited. You know, not a great reason to buy an eyeshadow palette, I know that, but is what it is. I would say I like this, but I just don't need it. Kind of the theme with all these palettes, honestly. So yeah, that is it. Those 5 palettes. I need to move on. Like I said, I bought a lot of palettes recently. I kind of went crazy, treated myself for my birthday. You know, it happens. I don't regret it. I really like the palettes that I bought. And then also, I do want to focus on palettes that I like more than these. I would rather use older palettes that I've even had for a few years, like my Juvia's Place palettes, or, you know, BH Cosmetics even. Formulas I enjoy more. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on the best of the best that I have. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.